brachos that we give to Hashem are amazing. We bless Him for giving us life on this earth. We say a pasuk, "Va'atan nois lehem es achlam be'itoy," right? Einei choil elecha yisaberu. The eyes of every living creature, elecha yisaberu, hope just you. Va'atan noisen lehem es achlam be'itoy, and you give them their food in their correct time. As long as Hashem wants us to live, He will provide us with food. Make sure that we have our meal every single day. Okay. Now that we understand that, and we know that food is our fuel. Fuel is what keeps us alive. And we need to have food in order to live. And Hashem brilliantly went and said, oh, you need food? Not a problem. In order to regrow food, all you need is tiny seeds, and these tiny seeds will be able to give you food wherever you go. Oh, in order to make the population grow, don't worry. Every human being will be born with a natural instinct to recreate. And that's how Hashem created everything in order for it to be able to flourish and grow. Everything needs to have an idea. If somebody wants to say a whole bunch of words in order to explain something to you, he needs to have a title in order to focus all of those things into a couple of words. So that way these words can be carried around with you. Like mitzvah gedol aliyas b'simcha tamid. You have that, you're like, wow, okay. Once I know that, everything underneath it, all the conversations about being happy and finding the positive, being in the right place, in the right state of mind, and knowing how to react and knowing how to be with other people, all of that fits under this mitzvah gedol aliyas b'simcha tamid. It's a big mitzvah to be b'simcha tamid. Why should I be happy all the time? Because being happy gives me all of those benefits. We have to go and compact all those words into a few words. And we see the Torah. The Torah, although there are 304,000 words in it, or Yesh Shishim Riba Oisus La Torah, look into the Gemara and Kedushin Daf Lamed, it talks about how many letters are in the Torah, 600,000 or exactly, but you have all that is the small word against the entire Gemara, everything, the Mishnah and the Gemara, and all down till today of people writing and talking about the Torah. It's all just one big expansion of the words of the Torah. And then if you go back up, it's like just the word Torah is noticed, right? The word Torah is the title for all of this. And that's when a person walks around, he says, what am I carrying with me? I'm carrying the word Torah. What does that mean? Everything underneath it. So food, when we eat food and we stay alive, food is our way of it's our fuel in order to live, right? So Hashem created in such a way that just by a tiny seed we should be able to replant it and be able to get to know what's inside of it, right? Just like with every word, you look into it, you open the subject and you get to know more. Every seed goes and expands into a brand new being, into a brand new plant, or whatever it produces. So when we eat, we take that into our life. We connect. We as humans eat the food because we are a production of the past generation, and these foods are the production of the past generation, and we keep on living together throughout the generations. Right? We keep on living, and we can't live without them, and they can't live without us. And this is what the Mishnah says: "In ein kemach, ein Torah." If there's no kemach, there's no Torah. If there's no parnasa, if there's no food, then there's no way of learning Torah. But if there's no Torah, I mean Torah, ein kemach. You need to have the Torah to go and make that again. So you see the entire world, humans, plants, even the Torah, everything has this one place that you could go back to, that it all starts from a tiny dot. It all starts from a tiny, tiny dot, and all of that expands. And if you go back even more, when Hashem created the world, Hashem is a Ar Ein Sof. He's a light that never ends. It's continuous light, and there's nowhere to go. It's as if, imagine walking in a hallway where the entire floor and the walls and the lights, everything is completely the same way for a mile straight. Imagine a hallway that just, if you walk in it, the view does not change. You're just walking and you don't even know if you're moving, because you're walking, you're actually feeling a physical movement, but the things around you aren't changing. It all looks the same. It's just all white. The entire room is white and you're just walking. So are you really walking? Yes, eventually there is an end, because this is, I'm talking about a mashal of time and space where you're technically walking through a hallway. But now apply this understanding to our Ein Sof. It's a light that never ends. So if it never ends, that means we're not really moving, because we're just staying in one place. And Hashem had to go and make a little dot, a tiny little dot within him called a tzimtzum, And in that symptom, he put the entire universe in that we know today. Me sitting here and believing that I'm doing something, talking and seeing physical things and worrying about physical stuff, all of that is within that tiny dot. And we have to remember that tiny dot is part of the light, even though it's going away from the light. It's contracting itself away from the ultimate light. We are still part of this light, and we're not going anywhere. There's nowhere for this darkness, for this dot to go in light, because light is never ending. So when we eat, we bring in that knowledge into ourselves, and we say Brachos to Hashem. We say Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech Haolam. Yeah, blessed are you, Hashem. Yeah, Elokeinu Melech Haolam, the Lord and King of this world. And any bracha that comes afterwards, you created so many people, so many species, so many creatures, and for them you created them with certain lackings, certain things that they need for their life, and for them you also created a whole bunch of things for them to be able to eat, in order for them to live. And we say Baruch Chai Ha'olamim, blessed are you, the one who lives in all worlds. Okay, Hashem, who lives way above everything. He's way beyond any type of measure of human being, of what we could think about. He goes and makes sure that every single thing is run on this principle, that from something small we get to expand and become bigger and bigger, and make things change. And that's what, if you eat too much food, become bigger and bigger. But then again, when we learn Torah, the more we learn, the more the way we absorb knowledge, we take it in the proper way, and we sort through the good, the true from false, and the good from bad. We grow and grow into a place of understanding Hashem better, seeing Him everywhere. So when we say brachos, remember, take the time to think about the words. Don't just say the bracha because I'm thinking about Hawaii right now, and I don't want to stop thinking about it while I'm saying the bracha. So I'll just say the words quickly so I could go back to my original thought. No, if you're about to make a bracha, take the time to say, listen, right now I'm going to thank Hashem because Hashem really gave me life. With this apple, I'll be able to live for another few hours. With this piece of bread, I'll be able to go on for another 3 days. And you have to think about it that way, and not to and make sure to respect food, not throw it away, or not step on it, or throw them, or spill things on them. Be careful with the food, because food is what gives us life, and it's what brings us to the next day. And it's not just that; it's the message of Hashem to us. I still want you to live. And as long as Hashem wants us to live, He will make sure to provide food for us every single day. Now we could get into the conversation about responsibilities that we have in this world. Why do we have to work? And we've already mentioned some of those in different videos. But just for the fact of food, we have to remember that they are here for us to live. And now there's a little other thought that's a little bit out of this concept, but it all comes back. Hopefully I'll remember to come back. The idea is that everything that Hashem sends us, everything that happens to us in our life, is directly from Hashem. If we get a phone call, it's from Hashem. If someone cuts us off on a road, it's from Hashem. If we get a headache, anything that happens. And sometimes people are like, I don't have patience to pick up this guy's phone call. We should start looking at the world. I know it's a level to reach in order to live that way, but we should start looking at the world as, okay, Hashem is sending me a person to talk to me. Maybe there's a message He wants me to hear. I could decide to do what I want with that message. I have a choice in life to say, am I supposed to learn what not to do, or am I supposed to learn what I should do? But either way, we should start looking at the world as Hashem is sending us things, and He really wants us to be connected to Him, and He sends us messages through people in nature, and sometimes through nature in nature. So now, when it comes to food, there are different foods that people say, oh, I don't like this food. I don't really enjoy this. It doesn't taste good. Or this makes me throw up. This isn't good. How do we deal with such foods? Should we say, Hashem wants me to live, so He provided me with this? Or we should say, no, I feel comfortable believing that Hashem is going to provide me the food that I enjoy. Can we say that? Should we say, oh, I don't like coffee, I don't like fish, or I don't like certain chili peppers? I'll decide to say, okay, it's not for me, so I'm going to tell myself, even though Hashem gave me this food, I'm going to say no, thank you for right now, because I want to eat something else. Can a person do that? And we could apply the same question when it comes to knowledge. when we hear certain things, right? When someone calls us, when we learn, when we hear about information, are we supposed to take it properly, or are we supposed to say, okay, let's put it aside and wait? Maybe clarity will come later. Maybe I'm looking forward for Hashem to give me something that I really like a little bit later, and put this aside. What is it? Should we do that? Is that a proper way? Honestly, I haven't thought about it before, so I don't know the answer specifically what we should do with food. Should I go and hoard every chili pepper, even though I'm never going to eat it, or should I go and give it to somebody who could use it? Right? That's where my mind is going right now. But the idea that I'm going focusing on is that when Hashem sends us stuff, He wants us to learn something from them. He wants us to see to be part of that situation. If somebody calls us and he tells us an idea, if somebody takes us aside and talks to us about a certain thing, or brings up a certain story, it's okay. Hashem wants this to happen right now. What we have to do right now, and what we could do with this information later, that's something else. We don't always have to react at the moment. We could say, okay, I heard what you said. I'll think about it. I'll take it home with me. I'll take time to make sense of what you just said, and see how it could fit into my life. So I believe with the same thing when it comes to food, you have that same ability to do that. Of course, don't starve yourself and don't go crazy, but you have to understand that Hashem sends us life in many forms. He sends us life through physical food and through spiritual food, and we should learn to accept and be connected to Him all the time, and bless Him and bench Him for it. So, Baruch Ata Hashem Elokeinu Melech HaOlam. Blessed are you, Hashem, the Lord and King of this world, that you gave us this entire world. You gave us the ability to live. You gave us the ability to think and to gain inspiration. So, thank you. We appreciate it. Keep on going. Keep on giving. And allow everybody in this world to have everything they desire in order to fulfill your will. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day, and yeah, everything, a good life.